Welcome to our countdown of the 15 best limited series on Netflix. Netflix's original lineup boasts a plethora of TV series, but some gems shine brighter in a single season. Dive into these concise narratives, where every episode packs a punch. Join us as we explore storytelling at its finest on the streaming giant. Let's start. Number 15, The Stranger. Adam's life seems really good until a stranger tells him something shocking about his wife. After that, his wife disappears, and Adam has to find out what happened. As he looks into it, he finds out that there are lots of secrets in his town. The stranger seems to know everything and keeps telling secrets, making Adam and his neighbors face the bad things they've done. Can Adam figure out what happened to his wife and why the stranger is doing this, or will all the secrets make things worse? Number 14, Stateless. For people who seem different end up in an immigration detention center in Australia, Sophie, who ran away from a cult, Amir, who escaped from Afghanistan, Cam, who's having a hard time being a dad, and Claire, who's involved in a big problem in the country. They all have tough stories, and being in the detention center is really hard for them. Even though they're not alike, they become friends and try to find some hope while they're stuck there. Can they figure out how to deal with being in detention and find a way to be free, or will the system be too much for them? Number 13, Alias Grace. Grace Marks, an Irish girl living in Canada in the 1800s, is accused of killing her boss and his housekeeper in a really bad way. But she says she doesn't remember doing it. While she's in jail, a young doctor comes to see if she's okay in her head. When they talk, Grace tells him about her hard life, which was full of being poor, treated badly, and maybe even worse things. The doctor has a hard time figuring out if Grace is telling the truth or not. Can he find out what really happened with Grace and if she's responsible for the murders, or will her memory keep everything a mystery? Number 12, Unorthodox. Isti Shapiro is a 19-year-old woman who grew up in a very strict Jewish community in Brooklyn. She doesn't like how everything is so strict, especially her marriage that was arranged for her. Wanting to be free and discover who she really is, she runs away to Berlin, where her mom lives. It's a big change for her, and she has to figure out what she wants, to keep doing what she knows or try something new without all the religious rules. Her husband, Yankee, and his cousin come to Berlin to try to bring her back home. Can Isti start a new life for herself, or will the things from her past and her community make her go back? Number 11, The Fall of the House of Usher. Roderick and Madeline Usher seem to have a perfect life running a big drug company. But then, people in their family start dying in strange ways. With each death, old family secrets come out. Roderick and Madeline start thinking someone close to them is behind it all. They're really scared and try to find out who's betraying them. But as they look for answers, they start losing touch with reality. They have to face their own dark past and the bad things their family did a long time ago. Can they figure out what's going on before their family's curse destroys them, or will their secrets and greed make things even worse? Number 10, Painkiller. The opioid crisis in the US is really bad, and this show tells the stories of the people involved. It talks about the Sackler family who own a big company that makes a painkiller called OxyContin. They said it wasn't as addictive as other painkillers, but that wasn't true. Lots of people got addicted, and many died. A DEA agent is trying hard to find out what really happened and make the Sacklers pay for it. Can she show everyone what the Sacklers did and make them face the consequences, or will they be too rich and powerful to be punished? Number 9, Maniac. Annie and Owen don't know each other, but they're both going through tough times. They join a test for a new medicine that's supposed to help with mental health problems. But as they take the medicine, things get weird. They start seeing and doing things that aren't real, like going on crazy adventures. The more they take the medicine, the stranger the things they see become. Can Annie and Owen figure out what's really going on and stop it before they get hurt, or will the medicine make their minds even worse? Number 8, Bodies. In London's Whitechapel, a young Asian man's body shows up naked and shot in different years, 1890, 1941, 2023, and 2053. Each time, a detective from that era looks into the case, a Victorian cop, a wartime investigator, a modern police officer, and a future detective from a scary world. As they search, they realize this isn't the first time it's happened, it's been going on for over 150 years. Can these detectives from different times figure out why this keeps happening, or will the truth stay hidden in history's shadows? Number 7. Godless. In 1884, Roy Good, a guy who used to be a criminal but wants to make things right, ends up in La Belle, a mining town mostly filled with women after something really bad happened. But his old boss, Frank Griffin, and his gang find him and want to hurt him. La Belle becomes the place where they fight it out. Roy tries to hide with the tough women of La Belle, and they become friends even though they're unlikely allies. Can they beat Griffin and his gang and keep their town safe, or will Roy's past and Griffin's need for revenge bring a lot of fighting to La Belle? Number 6. Maid. Alex is a young mother who runs away from a bad relationship with her daughter. She gets a job cleaning houses to make money, but it's hard because she also has to take care of her kid and find a place to stay. While she cleans, she learns about the people who live there and the problems they have. Alex has to deal with being poor, raising her kid alone, and dealing with her own past. Can Alex find a way to make things better for herself and her daughter, or will things keep being hard for them? Number 5. Midnight Mass. Crockett Island is a place where people don't have much hope until Father Paul, a new priest, comes. He brings hope by doing things people think are miracles. Riley, who just got out of prison, sees these miracles happen. But as more strange things start to happen on the island, Riley wonders if Father Paul is really as good as he seems. People start acting really weird because of the miracles. Riley has to figure out what's really going on before it's too late and the island gets hurt by blind belief. Number 4. The Queen's Gambit. Beth Harmon, an orphan, is really good at chess when she's young. She learns to play in a strict orphanage and uses it to feel better and have a goal. As she gets older, she becomes famous in the world of chess, even though most players are guys. But she has a hard time dealing with her own problems like addiction, not believing in herself, and feeling too much pressure. Can Beth beat her own problems and be the best at chess, or will her problems make her lose her talent? Number 3. When They See Us. In 1989, 5 teenagers of color from Harlem get blamed for a really bad attack in Central Park, even though they didn't do it. The police make them say they did it, and because of racism and the media, they get sent to jail for a long time. The show follows each of them as they struggle in prison and try to prove they're innocent. Years later, new proof shows they didn't do it, but can they finally get justice for the time they lost and the bad things they went through? Number 2. Safe. Tom Delaney, a widowed surgeon, tries to make a good life for his daughters after his wife dies. But everything changes when his teenage daughter, Jenny, goes missing after a party. Tom looks everywhere for her and finds out there are a lot of secrets in their town. Even the people he trusts, like his girlfriend and her daughter, might know something. As Tom investigates, he learns about a sad thing that happened in the past that connects them all and might have something to do with Jenny disappearing. Can Tom figure out the truth and find Jenny before it's too late, or will the secrets in his town keep him from finding his daughter? Number 1. Clickbait. Nick Brewer, who seems like an ordinary family man, disappears and then shows up online in a scary video. He's holding signs admitting to hurting women and says he'll die if the video gets 5 million views. People on the internet go crazy, and as more people watch, Nick's life gets messed up. Each part of the story looks at what different people close to Nick think: his wife, sister, a detective, and even someone he knows online but never met. Secrets and things from the past start coming out, and it's hard to tell who's the victim and who's the one causing harm. Can they figure out the truth before it's too late, or will the video and Nick's hidden problems lead to a bad end?